Hi everyone, anyone that's coming on live with me, sharing the journey. Just changing that over to the first screen. I'm actually playing around at the moment with setting up the two cameras. I'm currently using the phone as the second one, and it's proving to be a bit interesting. Because Leanne can't make it today. At least she hasn't popped in. She's got the link, but she may not be able to make it. I am wondering, for those that are first in, sorry about the fidgeting, can you just let me know if you can hear an echo? I am, and it's very distracting. And I think it's to do with my phone. I can't figure out how to turn off the volume so it's right off. And the feed's coming through. Probably that might, and echoing back. I'm not sure. So, hi Natasha. Do you hear an echo? I'm just wondering. I can see your comment there. Is that still working? Yes, good. So, that's good. There is an echo. How to do this? I'm just going to probably set it. I'm going to cut it off and practice it again through the other way next week. Okay, there. Just taking it out of the broadcast, and that should probably be better. I'll just close all of the things that are on the phone. Hi, it was actually an idea I'd thought of, but I didn't allow enough time to practice. Of course, I should have done it through the week, just so that I could show like the cards if I needed to use them, so that I could actually show them against a white background, so that it's not, fuzzy, and it would actually have the focus up like fairly quickly. So it'll be set type of thing. So I still feel like I'm a new beginner at everything that I'm doing with some of this stuff around the BeLive TV and doing live broadcasts. This is currently, I think it is currently going through mytimetv.live on the Facebook page there. Assuming so. Hi, Heather. There's a few faces that are coming up, so thank you for joining in. Just quickly again, that Leanne isn't able to make it. As usual, she has a sick child needing to attend to. And at the moment, she does have the link, but if she's got time, she will probably drop in. But if things are eventuating, she's got to go elsewhere. That's what's happening. So we might do an ad lib one later on. So I'm not into doing straight up with readings and things like that, because I'm not practiced enough at it. And I'm trying it out though, hence why I was trying to get it sorted. I thought, I'll use the comfort zone of using cards. So there's another one that I'm just picking up. Oh, don't even know what it is. So as I was trying out that camera, they were sideways. That's what it was looking like. And it was, oh God, it was getting time. And I actually came in a bit late. So sorry for that. Yeah, thank you for that, Natasha. I'm sure she'll see the comment later too. And so that's one that, see, it takes a bit to actually line it up with the camera when you're doing it live like that. So with this card, as far as the wisdom one goes, 5 being the middle of the road in how I interpret, but it's a major arcana one anyway. So the way that I read them is basically you take what you feel attracted to that's out of the card, and if it's saying something to you, that's what it actually is meaning for you. Other people like myself and Leanne, and I learnt some of this card reading from Nicole McHenry. She's a wonderful lady too, psychic medium. So many connections that you can make with other people, and it's not a competition about who's the best at it. It's just being in your own space to be able to receive the messages and give them out, and trusting that what you actually are receiving is what you're meant to be giving out, and not adding some of your own stuff into it. Sometimes it's a risk, but practice makes perfect, and that's why I am persisting with doing these shows, because I think there's so much help that we can give each other as we're moving along in our life, that it's a shame people feel that they're not good enough when really they are. Anything we've got to be able to share is of value to somebody. So even for you, Natasha and Heather, and anyone else watching, it really is just get out there and do what you feel is right for you, what your soul journey is, whatever name that you want to give your pathway, just go out there and do it. So now it is called Tuesday Intuitive Chats. It might be a little shorter than the hour this morning. I don't know. I'm just going to go within that range of up to an hour of whatever is coming to me as far as what I would like to just chat about, because I do want to get out there. I had trouble in my younger years feeling like I was being heard, and that was mainly through the family time, when you're just so busy looking out for kids and your family and your husband and work, business, whatever you actually take part in. And mine did grow, that involvement, as my family grew too. With 4 kids, it gets a bit busy, and with a business that you're building, it gets a bit busy, and you forget about yourself and actually making sure that, instead of it's just talking to the kids, tell them what to do and things like that, and, chatting with a husband, planning what you're doing for the next day, week, months, that sort of thing, whatever rocks your boat in that way, that we do sometimes pull ourselves up and realise, I'm not actually being heard. I've got something to say, or you even forget what you want to say, which happened a lot for me. And now it's coming out, just getting out there. And anyone should be able to do that, but it's not always that easy. We do hold ourselves in and restrict because we have that fear we're not good enough. Well, we are. Just telling you, we are. Wherever you are right now, I'm sitting here in my office with a heater going and the sunshine. The sunshine is out there, but it's cold. We are good enough in whatever moment we're in. So just put out your best. That's all you can do. So, and as you're getting up in the years a little bit, you can start to feel that you have got a few things that you can share from your life's path. And that's where I think, well, is that why that card's shown up? It's just a random pick. As far as wisdom goes, we all, and I don't necessarily have to be in the shot, I can hide behind the car, going places. Hide behind the card. No, just to show you, without that glare, it's a bit annoying. I will have it sorted one day where I've actually got this, where you can see it on a board without the movement and me trying to hide my face and all the rest. Wisdom really isn't just a matter of being intelligent. It's using what you have, all of who you are, all of your experiences through life, and actually, what do you want to do with it? Well, you use it for yourself first to learn what you need to in your life path. And then I think for myself, the personal journey is part of actually also sharing it out with others to help them, to help you, to have it where that wisdom is spread around. And it doesn't have to be, oh, hi, Adair. It doesn't have to be something profound every time. Sometimes it's just that little touch on a shoulder with, look, you'll be all right, that can make such a difference to one person. It can be 2 people. If you're in a group and doing public speaking, sometimes it might only be that there's one person that'll take home a key message and it saves their life. We just don't know, and we're not meant to. Like as far as our expectations of how we're affecting other people, I think that's not our responsibility. That's for others to take on, pick up and accept what they need to be learning from other people in that context, if you get what I mean. Sounds a bit convoluted, but it's not really. it really does get down to accepting that we are living a life here that is ours first, and that is in the context of we are with other people. So live where you're not hurting other people. Love self first, love out, push it out, love others. And it all combines to being what is our humanity, and just, wow, sharing. So I thought, well, I would bring the cards out today just to have a play around. It's a shame, really, that my camera set up and how I do it's not quite up to scratch. It might be next week. I might do some bit more learning in the background of how to set it up so that I've got that static and it's not wobbling around all over the place. So you might hear I'm actually shuffling the cards again. And I'm just going to pick one out because I like doing this. A subject came to me last night that I could use as a topic for today. And in the morning as I woke up, like as usual, all those little thoughts that I had around, what could I actually use today? Just in case Leanne's not here. And it totally went into my mind. By the time I woke up, it's not there. I hadn't written it down. Like most things, you really do need to be a bit more prepared. But then I really enjoy sharing in this, I wouldn't say it's a careless way. It's, I just like the impromptu-ness of how we come across things in life that affect us, and just doing the intuitive subject, whatever pops into the head. I love that because that's the level of trust that I like to put in spirit and what spirit has for me. There's been times where I've just jumped in and done some really big things on impromptu thought and the biggest thing that was something I did was move house. I went from Port Elliot to Birdwood. Wasn't really any logical rhyme or reason around it. I just felt an energy shift, and I trusted spirit and thought, well, where do I go? I've got a friend close by. I mean, I've wanted to spend more time with that particular friend for many years because old schoolmates and the rest. So it proved an interesting, wonderful experience, costly, but gee, it opens up the heart and it opens up the mind to new things. So at that point in time, I was ready. And then there was another move. It's all life, jumping in, trusting. Not everybody can do it that way. I mean, I had some horror reactions from some of my family, but I wouldn't say horror, but I do exaggerate. We like to make a good story. But anyway, it's proven I'm here now, and really enjoying setting up. I am trying to get these things so they're smoothly and regular, and I don't want to cancel out if I can possibly help it. So here I am with a bunch of cards in my hand. These ones are actually the psychic. I should have had that one closer to my hand too. And it's a well-worn box too. You can only just see some of that gold on it. I love the deck. I think it's really a nice deck. It has a lot to say to me when I do use them. And I don't use them every day. I'd have to admit to that. I go with the flow, run with what is actually in front of me at the time, because in general that's what I think really is, what more can we do? We're presented with what we've got in front of us. Take the one step at a time. Mate, too, that's why I like the hypnosis so much too. There's the top card. As I speak of hypnosis. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. Stand your ground. The feeling that I get around that one. You look how strong that silhouette figure is against the background of what we can assume looks like almost that red moon eclipse. There's the rim of the sun behind the moon being really red. That's what memory it brings up for me just in that instance. And it really is a stance of power, and how even just as that individual is standing there, Yeah, they're on the ground. They're anchored. They're putting their stance there on life. I mean, if you can see, I'm just trying to figure where you can go close in this. The staff in the hand, and actually acknowledging their importance as you see the light actually connecting from that energy of the sun and the moon there. I'm assuming it's the sun and the moon. That's what I'm calling it at this point, with the light rays, and how in between those firm feet on the ground you see full light in that. And then the eyes going to those rays radiating out. And that's our part in standing our ground, but also still sharing who we are and where we're going in our life. And it's actually, if you look at that again too, where the grass, well, it is a grass as I looked closer at it. It is a grass there of quite a prolific length. So it's very fertile ground that's being anchored into. So, and that indicates growth and moving it out there as you grow. It goes through those seasons because we sow the seed, a tiny little seed. It gets what nutrients and water it needs, grows, harvest. And harvest is the last final step. But then if you want to take it further with something that is food, we ingest it and it continues on that cycle of life, like the wheel of life. So, yeah. And so that's how my day has started, with thought process and trying to get this so that it's absolutely right and perfect. Never happens. What is perfect? Oh, thanks, Georgia. Yes, it is true. I feel that too. And it is nice to see a few more eyes coming on the live view. That's wonderful. Thank you. I haven't quite got the knack of doing that sharing and stuff of the comments, so I'll probably leave that unless there's one that really stands out or a question. Because you probably can ask a question if you like, and I'll just grab a card and we'll see what it's got for you. Now I've almost forgotten where I was. Let me think. It's the distractions, isn't it? Preparing to be perfect. Part of that has been looking up the links to find the link to give to the my phone, how to do that, to give it to my message thing somewhere on that. I ended up sending an email to another email I've got. So that's how I connected. But then trying to work out how do you get that echo out, which was at the start. I've got earbuds in. I know to use the earbuds when it's a single person, single screen, single mic. But I didn't know how to do that on the phone. So as you know, noticed, yes, haven't used it. Might get it right, but it's that effort of trying to get things perfect. I went down a rabbit warren or two on the old internet, just trying to find it. So, hey, that's fine. Oh, and there's a Michelle. Hi, how are you? Names that I haven't seen before. That's what I like about this adventure of doing lives. There's a few names every time that pops up of somebody new, somebody else discovering what's around. And, well, hopefully not like me continually getting lost in those rabbit holes, rabbit warrens of what the internet is. Trying to find the perfect. It's perfect to be here right now in front of the camera. And, well, is it practicing for life? It's not. Practice almost seems like you're trying to get everything perfect, but it's perfect right now, as every one of your lives would be right now. What you've got, past experiences and all that you have as that, together as humanity, it fits in together with the jigsaw puzzle we have. And we sometimes don't really realise how important that part of that jigsaw puzzle that we are, the odd shapes and whatever we are, we all actually do fit perfectly into what life is. And hi Tracy, there's a new one there. I'm just going to highlight that one and see how it comes up. Hi Tracy. Yeah, I like that. You've got a little ear there, isn't it? It's so small I can hardly see that emoticon thingy on it, but that's wonderful. So, just to reiterate, is that the big word for it? Yeah, just repeating what I'd said earlier. Leanne actually isn't able to come on today. She has the link if she's able to, but she's got one of the kids is not quite well. So she might be, I dare say, taking her to the doctor. So that was the last communication we had, probably around midnight, as I continued on, because I think I went to bed around about 1 o'clock. That wasn't so much to get the perfectness of planning the broadcast. Part of it was, but it was one of those little, the rabbit warrens that I travelled down looking for, I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure absolutely everyone has experienced that when they get on the social media, that you do get a little lost in it and spend more time than you want. But I used to give myself the guilt about that. Yeah, I agree, Adair. I'll put that up for her because she probably will be watching the replay at some point. So, yeah. Hopefully it won't be too big a issue for which one. I can't remember. No, I don't think she told me which one of the girls it was. So, and that doesn't matter. She's not here today, which is a bit sad. I'm pretty sure she'll. Oops. Now I've got cards flying out everywhere, and I'm looking at Tracy's your comment there. I will just show that up, and I thought, oh, look, I'll just see what card will come up, and they're all flying out. There's one of them. So I'll hold that there just for a moment. The first thing I want you to do, Tracy, is actually take it in for yourself. So look to see what part of that card picture actually stands out for you first. I can't quite see what it is. Emotional loss. If you can't quite see what that is, I can understand how Paula has a bit of trouble getting the focus. And that is why I was looking up ways of doing it and trying my phone out. So picture for yourself in what attracts you, what you are attracted to in this card yourself first, and what actually your first thoughts are about it when you're looking at that part of the card. I mean, it is a number 5. I take number 5 being the middle number of the 0 to 9 as being that center. It can be chaos or clarity. It's that center. There's a changeover. There's moving through, and it's past halfway, So as the number goes, and for yourself, just looking at that sequence, the spiral pattern, I think, as far as the sacred geometry actually indicates, I'm pretty sure it's a Fibonacci sequence. If you want to look that up, and this is where I'm getting a bit hazy with that, the actual definition of it. It is actually a sequence of, I think, what are prime numbers bringing out, or the squaring of. It's been a while since I've looked it up, but I know in the sacred geometry that is quite significant. And I think even with emotional loss, it just means that for me, what I'm feeling, reading for you, is the hands on the heart there is where my focus is drawn to as I'm looking at it backwards. And you just let it go. It's an experience you had. It means you're experiencing life to the full. When you feel an emotional loss, there's people that you've remembered. There's love that's been shared. So take from that what you feel is for you. So I won't explain any more on that, because honestly, I feel best it's what you have as your first indication, because we all have our own intuition, our own psychic abilities. You know what the message is for you in that. And you said, yes, emotional love loss. So blessings to you in that one. I don't know. Well, there was plenty others there. I don't know whether this was, there you go. That's the other one I picked up. So that's Love Begins. I'll take that as being part of what is your reading from the cards, if you call it that. One, it is New Start. So I'll leave that there just for a moment for you. And I won't comment on that anymore. You just have a look at that. And I'll answer Adair here. She's recovering from a procedure herself. So I hope you're feeling really good very soon, Adair. Yes, sometimes those procedures are enforced rest. So enjoy it while you can, because I know you're a very busy woman. So there's that bit. And I'll just release that now. Thank you, Tracy. It's lovely to be of service. I just figure it's sharing out and putting it out there. And, do the same self. I mean, people can share this as a recorded video later if you feel led to, that my energy's right for people to be watching. I mean, I don't, I'm not pushing it. I'll just accept what what Spirit's doing with my life and trusting. So I trust it does the same for you and guides and leads each one of you out to where you're meant to be, what you're meant to experience, and being in those perfect moments. So I think now it is on the half hour, rather than extend it too long and me just waffling, because it really does make it easier when you've got someone as a guest and you can Heather, so you're wanting to add to your family. Whoops, I'll just show that. These comments do, yeah, so you were on before. I don't want to miss if you'd been already commenting or not, something else. So I will just put that one there, and I'll just give the cards just a quick shuffle. And stop poking my tongue out. It's one of those things I do when I'm concentrating. So if I do it, too bad. It doesn't go, and I'm going to have embarrassed family if they bother watching this. I don't know whether they will or not. Hi to my kids if you do happen to chance across it. Yeah. So adding to family, you really want to? Oh, there you go. That's the card that's actually come out of the deck for you, is awareness. So as it said to Tracy, just as the explanation of how I think cards really do need to be read is by you personally. It is the energy I've received through you, through focusing on your name. Hi, Effie. And just pulling the card. So I trust that this is the card to answer your question, which is want to add to my family. Focus on what area of the card you were actually drawn to first as you saw it. And the message that comes up to you instantly with that, the first one, the first impression, whether it's something you saw in your mind's eye or feel you even imagined it, that's the messages we receive. We receive them in so many different ways. So, I mean, that's a wise person passing on a message, the circle of, well, you can take it as the circle of life, whatever you've received first from your own impressions. That's what you need to take with you for that, Heather. So I've got a lot of reflection on the screen too. I'll have to work out how, well, that's why I was trying to do the phone thing, to work out a way of doing it without all of this stuff happening, because it's not as easy to see. Well, I'm assuming not, but I'm on a small screen. You only get to see a little bit of the small screen with that. My feelings on the more psychic level of what I'm receiving for you, actually, Heather, is, wanting to add to your family. I think there needs to be a bit more awareness around what your body's doing, and probably creating a really healthy environment for it. It just feels there might be something that's a little out of balance that you need to be concentrating on. My eye goes to the little flamey thing at the crown and the connection to universe, to spirit, cosmos, whatever you want to label it, to God, and really looking at that connection again with your body as well, and being aware, what do you actually need to do to put the optimum conditions in place for increasing that family. So, and just looking at the comments still. Move to card. The card to your left. Can you still see it, Heather, then? am I in the wrong spot? Do I need to go? See, the left right here is opposite when you're trying to do it on the camera. So can you see that there? And I know that the cards themselves, the comments themselves, as they come into the live stream here in front of me, they are delayed. So that's why I might be having a bit of a gap or sound like I'm waffling. Is that about the right spot, Heather? Have you had enough time to actually look at that card? You can do the Facebook Messenger message to me if you want a little more clarification. Oh, it's a shame if it's frozen. I think times when it freezes can be that it is still recording, and it could just be the broadband or the live stream itself just having a hiccup. And good, Heather, that's good. So one of the things, also Natasha, just to clarify, you have a great time there, Adair, continuing with your book. Natasha, just seeing that comment, when you actually do asking questions, it's really nice to have a question that's a little more specific so that it actually, well, not so much that it has to be a yes-no answer that I can give you, but it's more something that brings a more pointed focus to what you're asking for yourself, so that when I'm holding a card up or when I'm actually feeling a reading for you, and I'm still only new at this, so bear with me as far as the learning factor goes. Doing this live really is different to actually having, a client, a customer, whatever you want to call it, someone that you're reading across from you, like, face to face. It is a little different. So now where's that to hide the comment? So if you've got a little more specific of a question, I'll do that and see what card can come up for you, or whether I'm getting anything like, as a intuitive reading. Right, I'm just scrolling through the comments again, so whether there's anyone I've missed. Georgie, want to know which direction. Now, this I don't know if it'll fit on the screen. It'll hide my face, but actually I don't care. You can still hear my voice, so if I'm hidden, doesn't matter. I want to know which direction to move in. Home, relationship, business. What do I need to focus on now to clear? I have a few questions. I'm feeling confused. Yeah, the questions can certainly mount up. I'm only going to do one, though. Like, you just, in your mind, concentrate on which one really is the uppermost for your mind. And as I'm pulling this card and show it to you, you can focus on what it is that comes up for you. Now, I'm going to actually do the second card that was with that as well, because that probably will help. And we've had this before, and I'm going to cover the whole screen. Hopefully you can see that, and hopefully you can still see hear my voice, sorry. So see, this is why I was fiddling around with the camera thing. Now, I'll just drop that. Now, you wanted to know whether it was more home, relationship, business. Georgie, you should be focusing now on what of those three that you really feel is the uppermost in your mind. Standing your ground. Third eye chakra, as you may or may not know, I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to go with these. I'm just going to try and put them right in the middle. We've already done the stand my ground as far as, and I can't remember who that was for, or if it was for anyone or just a reading. That's how stuff goes out of my mind as easily as it can come in. And it's that trick of catching it, catch, as they pass through. Third eye chakra is your own intuition. And for me, that's just telling me you need to be tuning into your own intuition a lot more often. Practice. Trust that what you're getting through spirit really is what you need to be hearing. Oh, whoops, I put the wrong one down, but it doesn't matter. We've had both. And this being the purple one is more to do with, I'm pretty sure I feel that one's more to do with business and ideas around business. and that sort of thing. So there could be something that you're experiencing in business. I'm assuming there's a lot of assumptions here. I'm still learning. What I'm getting is there's something that's needing to be dealt with pretty quickly by standing your ground. So what you're going to decide will be correct. So trust your intuition, gauge that by accessing your intuition. It's why the two of them were together. So hopefully that's helpful for you. And moving it which way? I think that was about right. Yeah, good. So hopefully that was helpful, Georgie. And I'll just see if there is any others that have asked questions that I've missed. No, I think that's about right. Adair's already gone, so it's wonderful to have anyone just popping in, because that's the whole thing with Facebook. You can, it's almost like flitting in and out, but we take what we need in those moments. We focus on what we're interested in those moments. This is what I'm finding out for myself with the Facebook stuff. And it's very easy to go down the warrens, get lost in the rabbit holes. But it really is what you're taking out. There's sometimes where you really do take out from even just the experience of sitting in front of a screen, something that is very helpful for your life. Hopefully, for anybody, I believe that the cards do give us messages at the appropriate time, and I've not really found any of them at any point to be wrong. It's the way that we interpret them sometimes could be a little off kilter, but essentially when it's you yourself that are reading your card, like this one, I'll hold that up because that's where the pack split. I don't know what it is. Just go with your gut feeling. And that's what the intuition and that's about. I don't even know what that's the word is at the bottom. I think it's surrendering in silence. That is your own personal journey. What you pick up from that is part of your own personal journey. Oh, I love that against my picture in the background, my cosmic picture. That looks lovely. So, it's all the interpretation really is more up to you and how you actually hear someone giving you a reading too. Whether you agree or not, it's all going to be different for each and every person that's here looking at this video, at this live show, and what you do with it when this finishes, when you move about, and what you're doing every day now too. So, that's great, and I like. It's wonderful that we can feel comfortable enough too to actually have our little conversations in a chat stream too. That's what's so good, I think, with actually being able to interact in this way and that you can chat. I'm not going to apologise if I miss any, because it's just part of how this is structured, that you can't possibly connect with absolutely every comment that comes up. There are those that do that and try that, and I don't have that ability to scroll through so quickly and read so quickly and all that. So just being patient, and hopefully I'm not just rambling on for the sake of noise either. Just reading that one. So, oh, there you go. I've been lying low, my darling. So that's part of the interaction with another person that's on this chat stream. And that's wonderful. And it is good to hear, Adair, that you're getting better and you've got people that care for you. Well, we all do. If we don't see it, we need to be opening our eyes, honestly. That's just my perspective of what part of life is. And it's 11:11. I just noticed it on the screen. Power numbers. I love it. I love it. Well, angel numbers too. Yeah, life's just wonderful. Now I'm still trying to scroll here. It's a safe environment. That's wonderful. Thank you, Effie. I really appreciate seeing that there. Now I'm just going to scroll. Will my business continue to thrive? I can't remember if I pulled a card for you, Effie, or not. Was that one the suffering? Oh, it's suffering in silence. Suffering's for a purpose and learning. that's the other thing that comes to my mind. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. For me, I don't actually think of life as being good, bad, positive, negative. I really think it's just experience, and everything that we have happen or initiate and instigate, it's not always out of our control. The biggest thing we have in our control is actually our mind, our thinking, and changing our own perspective around what's happening as well. So, is it good, bad? No, it's a balance. So, the bad, if you conceive it as bad, is there showing us, what can be done to make it better? Things like that. It's the circle. It's the circle of life. It's all that wisdom that we're growing into. All of that. Now I've lost track of which one I'm pulling for. I think it was you, Effie. There. Oh, so what's that saying to you? Oh, wrong way. So just with what I've just mentioned, not considering that it's a negative card or a bad card or anything, I think you've commented there, will my business continue to thrive? So there's an awareness factor, and we have had awareness there as one of the other cards too. The whole lot, it's not all single things, it's an integration of what we're seeing. And I'll leave it just as a little moment of silence without me talking. I'm trying to line it up just so you get as good a view as you can. It's a number 7. It's in the blues, which I'm trying to think, what the heck is that? I've read the book, but I don't refer to any of that stuff anymore. I just go with what my intuition's telling me, and I suggest you do the same. I can't seem to get that straight. So, and your focus question was that. All right. I feel a flow going through in that card that is, it's letting see that, I've got to do the direction. See that, the direction pulling back down to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the healer of all that needs recycling and regenerating. How, we take in food and all the rest of that, and we excrete it, and it goes to Mother Earth and then grows further food and that with the grasses and the whatever. It's that cycle. It's all of that. So keep that in mind too as part of, will your business continue to thrive? Well, businesses go up and down. At the moment, there's a flushing out, I feel, and that is to continue that cycle of growth. So listen to that inner intuition. Now, this one, I was looking at this question. My in-laws have caused tons of sorrow and have nearly destroyed my hubby when with the truth of all their lives would be known. That's a card upside down. Whoops. I don't read upside down reversals, but the fact it did come up, well, it's just making it a bit more difficult, and discontent and boredom. So I think this is more along, it's the green frame on that, whether that's a significance for you, that I've just got to reread the question again. I'll just put it up there quickly because then I'm reading it the right way. My in-laws have caused tons of sorrow and have nearly destroyed my hubby when will the truth of all their lies be known. Look, I think really some of that is we all have our own way of interpreting what our emotions are creating within us, those feelings. And there is a slight difference between emotions and feelings, remember. That feelings is a way of being, and emotions are our thoughts and reactions to that feeling. So we do have some control over that to a degree, that change of perspective. I think too, the understanding of self within how others may be affecting us, but it's not their cause. It's not their actions and that are affecting you. It's how you're interpreting it. It goes back a bit to, there's always two sides to every story. That comes up to that balance. So I think as far as your question goes, are they all lies? Or is there something further that needs to be looked into, even just on the self-interpretation of understanding what is happening? So just taking that with, I won't be as blasé as say with a pinch of salt, but understand with the love there, not just an analytical. I think the heart needs to be a little more involved in the general two-sided interpretation. Look, sorrow is there for a reason. So it could be that there is, that he'll make the decision to just let it go. And that in itself will release him. And, it really isn't, I can't say that. It's only for him to experience. It really isn't his problem. It's the others. But, in that it does and can affect us. So it's that, how do you live your life? How do you want to live your life? What else is around you that you can change? And just focus on where you want to be, where he wants to be and all that. So, not that I'm a wise woman, but, I've had a bit of life experience in the background, I suppose, now that we really do need to release some stuff that really is actually just shit. Let it go and be that factor back to Mother Earth, and let Mother Earth deal with that, and just grow yourselves. Now, whoops. Now I'm looking through these, thinking, I'm going really slowly with this. I have, yes, you did have. No, I didn't have a card yet, my lovely. Thanks, Effie. I'm not scrolling as I'm doing this, so anyway, it's all a learning experience. I love Adair's comments at time in our Code Breakers group. The LOL is learning out loud, not just laugh out loud. But gee, I love laughing. If we can't laugh at ourselves at times, what is there? Life really is a joy. We're just needing to see that. Anyway, I think I probably need to, yes, letting it go is a great healing. I thoroughly agree with that one, Effie. So, it's hard sometimes though, but that's part of what we're learning. Sometimes the harder it is means it's more important too. So, yeah. So I might actually leave it there for today. And I think I have got nearly everybody there that's on the live and commenting. So thank you so much for being part of it. And here's me saying, public speaking. I'm not public speaking. I'm actually live on a camera, feeling like I'm talking to people who are friends. So that's how it does feel. And I love the fact that you've commented, Effie, that it's a safe environment. Thank you. It is a safe environment. It's a place that I would like people to feel welcome in, coming and contributing to the live chats in the stream, and feeling like they can ask questions in that, and trusting there'll be an answer for them. As more get into it, I think with any of the live streaming shows, especially the psychic medium styles, I have watched a few now. I'm not wanting to emulate anybody else. I've been joining in and watching and asking question, for a reading myself at times. But it's being accepting of the go with the flow for me. And when Spirit does guide us to reading particular people, that's, and not feeling offended that, I haven't been read today, not putting any judgment on anybody, but it is really an open medium in using the live videos, and we can feel part of it in such a different way by using this. And I'm really enjoying learning the experience. So continuing onward, there will be another show next week. As much as I can contribute to that happening, it will be. What picture will be on the front or where it's linked to and the rest, I'm still discovering the full, complete process of that. So be understanding. It will definitely be on My Time TV Live. I think that's the name of it. I'm just going to scroll down and see if I can see mytimetv.live. Yeah, got it right. So I thank everybody for being part of it with me. And for those who are going to be watching replays, as a replay or the recording, whichever way you want to label that too. We're just so much into labels and words. Yeah, share it around. Feel free to share it around. And those who are watching as replay and recording, thank you very much too. At any point, if you do want to, what do you call it, internet message me or Facebook message me? I mean, my name's there. It's Ros Boundy. Do the search. You can always do the message thing. And at some point, I'm not on it all day. I'd have to warn you, I'm not on it all day as much as my daughter might think I am. I spend a lot of time in front of a screen, yes, but it's not on Facebook all the time. So thanks for being around, and we'll catch you next week, hopefully. And I love the comments to continue. It's wonderful to share. Bye for now.